PCBR say, let's check this out.
Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is nearly here, so what better time than the present to tell you about the 10 new powers and abilities that will be introduced in the MCU during Phase 5. The first stop in the MCU during Phase 5 is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which will feature Scott Lang's young adult daughter Cassie Lang as Stinger, a purple-clad superhero with a brilliant mind who has mastered Pym particles as well, eventually becoming a member of the Young Avengers in the comics, which the MCU is clearly and obviously building towards. Stinger's suit provides her with a unique combination of functionalities. Amalgamating both Ant-Man and the Wasp's abilities, Stinger is capable of shrinking down to any size or growing up to any size, a la Giant Man, and possesses biosynthetic wings that allow her to fly. And on top of that, Stinger uses her helmet to communicate with and influence all insects, not just ants. It's unclear whether that will be the case in the MCU or not, but either way, what a cool and kind of gross ability. Introduced to MCU viewers during the Hawkeye series, Maya Lopez, aka Echo, has a series of her own coming during Phase 5. This series focused on Echo called, well, Echo, will catch up with Lopez not long after we last saw her seemingly shooting her lifelong family friend, Wilson Fisk, known as the Kingpin. In case you are unaware, Echo's lore ties deeply with Daredevil's, as they both possess physical handicaps, in Matt Murdock being blind and Echo being deaf. From her brief appearances in Hawkeye, we know that Echo can scrap, and we do know that she has some level of superpowers. We have not seen the full range of her photographic reflexes that allow her to perfectly duplicate any physical movement or action that she sees. Although we have seen similar abilities in the form of Taskmaster during the Black Widow movie, hers were given to her via a microchip and programming, whereas Echo was born with her superpowers. Is she a mutant? Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments.
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
Eerily whispered from off in the distance to Dane Whitman as he gazed at the ebony blade at the end of the Eternals movie. But whose voice was that speaking? Well, it was the half-human, half-vampire hybrid known as Blade. With a movie slated for Phase 5, the vampire hunter Eric Brooks, aka Blade, will make his first appearance in the MCU, and along with him will come, well, vampires and their unique physiology. Transformation, longevity, acute senses, super speed, strength, and agility. And not to mention a thirst for blood, these are all powers and abilities that will be featured for the first time during Phase 5. It should also be noted that with supernatural creatures from the underworld comes special and badass swords, crossbows, and other weapons needed to defeat them. Stakes through the heart, silver bullets to the brain, garlic for the nose. All of these classic and fun tropes will surely become more prevalent in the MCU moving forward. The Leader, introduced as Samuel Stearns all the way back in Phase 1 during The Incredible Hulk, is finally returning to the MCU in Phase 5 during Captain America: New World Order. The last time viewers got a glimpse of Stearns, he was being retrieved by the government, laying in the rubble of his destroyed lab as Bruce Banner's gamma infection blood leaked into his open head wound, mutating and enlarging his brain. Not only is Stearns incredibly intelligent and knowledgeable on the effects of gamma radiation, but after his transformation into the Leader, which we will witness properly during Captain America 4, Stearns' super genius intellect and enhanced intuition will finally be on full display. The Leader has been teased a few times during Phase 4 and is definitely masterminding and puppeteering some sort of conspiracy behind the scenes, but to what level is yet to be known. Could he be plotting to take over the world? Could he have ties to Scar and Planet Hulk? Could he be working with Kang? We're taking guesses here. You guys let us know in your predictions down below, please. Thaddeus E. Thunderbolt Ross, or General Ross, is Bruce Banner and the Hulk's greatest rival and eventual leader of the Thunderbolts, who just so happened to have a movie of the same name set near the end of Phase 5. In the comics, Thunderbolt Ross becomes so incensed and obsessed with the Hulk that he undergoes an experiment and transforms himself into the Red Hulk in an effort to combat his archenemy. And it has been confirmed that the MCU is headed in the same direction. Ross will lead the Thunderbolts, a ragtag team of anti-heroes and anti-villains, and is rumored to appear alongside the leader during Captain America: New World Order. Though it's unclear when the transformation into Red Hulk will happen, we do know that it is happening. Red Hulk's powers are virtually the same as his green counterparts. However, Ross is capable of transforming in and out of his Hulk form at will. He also keeps his wit and his faculties about him, and he does become stronger with rage, but does not seem to lose his mind in the process. Although he has been presented as slightly less stronger than Hulk, and also much more susceptible to injury from blades, Red Hulk is incredibly formidable. My bold prediction: General Ross's daughter, Betty Ross, will return, and she will become the Red She-Hulk. Monica Rambeau is Photon, a superpowered being who garnered an enhanced physiology and spectral vision after having her genetics altered by passing through the Scarlet Witch's hex multiple times. Possessing powers somewhat comparable to Captain Marvel in the comics, such as flight and energy absorption, we have not seen the full spectrum of Photon's powers yet, huh? Pun intended. That being said, we have seen a little bit of her intangibility and superhuman reflexes on display during WandaVision as she dodged bullets and had them pass clean through her unharmed. Rumored to be training and honing her skills with Nick Fury in space as an agent of S.W.O.R.D., there is a chance that we will catch up with Photon during the Secret Invasion series. What we do know for sure is that she is 1/3 of the Marvel's team-up, which is also set for Phase 5, alongside Carol Danvers and Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan. Riri Williams is Ironheart, who made her debut at the very end of Phase 4 during Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and also has her very own series coming in Phase 5. Unveiling her makeshift Ironheart armor Model 1 in her garage, Riri would construct her Model 2 armor in Wakanda alongside Shuri in an effort to help the Wakandans combat Namor and the Telekineal. After the battle, Shuri requested that Riri leave her armor in Wakanda, meaning that the Ironheart armor Model 3 will surely be built and worn during the Ironheart series in Phase 5. Described as the most advanced armor since seeing the passing of Iron Man, Ironheart's armor Model 3 is the slimmest and most revised version of Riri's battlesuits. A lighter and faster suit that's deployed via a bracelet on her wrist. I predict that Ironheart will somehow combine Stark's nanotech and Wakanda's vibranium into constructing her Model 3 armor. With the new Avengers and the Young Avengers on the horizon, Ironheart and her full abilities will be on the forefront of the MCU throughout Phases 5 and 6. Mephisto is set to either be one of the main villains or at least briefly appear in the Ironheart series. I would never guess in a million years that Mephisto's MCU debut would be in an Ironheart show or movie, but hey, Mephisto is essentially the devil or Lucifer, although he is not technically, but he still sort of is. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but just consider him the devil, yeah? He resides in the dimension he calls Hell, or Hades. He can grant wishes in exchange for souls, and is often referred to as Satan. Mephisto can shapeshift, manipulate magic, ensnare astral bodies, and is virtually immortal. Furthermore, Mephisto is able to perform rituals that allow him to see into his own future and the future of others. To what extent we will see Mephisto's powers and abilities displayed in Phase 5 is yet to be known, but I have a hunch that it'll involve somebody selling their soul for superpowers or, something like that. Let us know about your predictions in the comments. Kang the Conqueror is a time and universe-traveling tyrant who is on his way to the MCU to wreak havoc during Phase 5. Considered the Thanos-level threat of the multiverse saga, Kang has no innate superpowers per se, other than his natural longevity. However, he does possess, the greatest intellect in the multiverse, and is also a brilliant scientist and inventor. Kang has engineered machines, armor, and weapons that are far superior to anything seen in the MCU thus far. Not to mention how battle-tested and hardened he is from years of war waged across the multiverse. It appears that either Kang himself or the technology of his suit is capable of generating and manipulating energy of some kind, probably drawn from the quantum realm. By the time we meet Kang the Conqueror and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, he will have already not only vanquished a plethora of Avengers variants, but a myriad of himselves as well. I, like others, predict that Kang will kill Ant-Man during the trilogy film, but I, unlike others, am willing to take things one step further. Okay, you ready? I predict that Kang will also destroy the Wasp, leaving Stinger as the lone survivor of the Ant family. Watch. Mutants were finally revealed in the MCU during Phase 4 in a few different ways, setting up the landscape for all of mutant kind come the ever-nearing Phase 5. Ms. Marvel demonstrated that mutants are becoming more common on Earth-616 and that their powers are starting to show more than ever before. Namor revealed that he, and more than likely other mutants, have existed for a long time in the MCU throughout its history already, unbeknownst to the rest of the world. Mutants are confirmed to exist across the multiverse, as Professor X appeared as part of the Illuminati in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Not to mention that Deadpool and Wolverine are confirmed to be joining the MCU sometime in Phase 6 or 7 as well. Mutants' powers and abilities are biological. They are caused by the X gene and can range between anything and everything. From firepower to ice power, from claws and spikes to telepathy and optic beams, mutants tend to develop their powers in their teen years. I'm sure that by the time Phase 5 is all said and done with, that we will have witnessed a plethora of different mutant powers and abilities in the MCU for the first time ever. And so these questions will have answers. And since the mutants are coming, which mutant power are you most excited to see? And that is our list. Did we leave any out? Let us know in the comments section below, and be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications so you do not miss out on any super comic content. See ya!
Just like the video, great. You only like the video, see that far.